Skydiving is a sport many are willing to take on. It's dangerous, risky, challenging, but most importantly, it's fun. My dad and I decided to take a trip to Skydive Midwest and decided to meet with the man behind the bird's eye view. And going into this, I wanted to know a couple things. Mainly, I wanted to know, what does he do? How does he do it? What does he go through to create these videos? Another thing I wanted to know was, how did he get to doing this? I think a lot of us wonder, how does someone that we look up to get to where they're at? Another thing that I really wanted to know was, what kind of equipment does he use? I know at a certain point, most of us start off with something cheap, something to get us started, to get our foot in the door, and I think that's super important. Knowing that whatever you have, whatever you own, is worth owning, because you can create anything, and that's what we do. We create stories. But all that out of the way, let's get to it.
So my name is Eliot Byrd. I'm a professional skydiving videographer and photographer. I have about 6,500 jumps, and I've been doing skydiving video and pictures for about 5,000 of those, so about 7-8 years now. So I met my wife in ground school, so we started a relationship pretty shortly after that, and we were both really interested in the competition side of skydiving. We joined a team together, so we got on the team, we were both in the formation doing that. We had a videographer filming us, A couple things we learned from that. One, my wife and I have a great relationship, but in the formation, it can create some, you did this, you did that, blah, blah, blah. So my first four-way team, our team name was actually Blame Game, because we always would blame someone else for something that went wrong. She was very passionate about four-way and competition, and I thought it was fun, but I wasn't as passionate as she was. Traditionally, in four-way skydiving, the videographer's jumps are paid for by the team. Basically what happened is I wanted to be on a team with her, but I thought video kind of looked more interesting. I'd be interested in that. And it was a lot cheaper for us as a couple if I was filming and she was in the formation, so it kind of cut our expenses in half for me to do that and her to be in the formation. And that's all she does is four-way competition, so it allowed us to jump together and do all that stuff, but have a different discipline. So we're on the same team, but there's no... Yeah, so we each have our own discipline, and we're on the same team and we hang out together, but I just really enjoyed it. I had a really good time filming things and stuff like that, and it just slowly progressed into that, then doing tandem video and stuff, and I just sort of progressed from there to get to the point where I am now. I work here primarily, so this is my home drop zone. I do all the marketing for this place, so all the pictures you see on the website, social media, all that stuff, that's all my work. Throughout the year, I travel to different events around the country, so I'm partnered with a group called All American Bigways, and we do about 4 or 5 events a year doing bigway stuff. So the first couple are, kind of intro to bigway for people that want to learn it, and then we have a couple of flagstone events where we do 80 ways over the 4th of July at Skydive Chicago. And then this year we're doing 120 way here, so we're trying to break the Wisconsin state record. And then this is all in preparation for doing a 250 way next year. So that's my big way partner. And then I just filmed Head Up World Record in Florida 2 months ago. And then I'm heading out to California next week to do some big way stuff. And then week after that, I'm heading out to Arizona to do some more big way filming and four-way training. Biggest thing with skydiving is we always have a plan before we do a jump, right? And so whether you're doing 4-way competition jumps, 8-way competition jumps, doing big ways, free fly jumps, whatever they are, there's a plan, and everyone on that group has their own specific plan. They need to be at this spot at this time. They need to approach the formation this way. As the photographer, I kind of get free reign to, I have an artistic vision depending on what type of, jump we're doing. And so I'm a part of the skydive, but I'm independent of that skydive, so I get to basically decide my own kind of path on that jump. We do this thing in skydiving called dirt diving, right? So, say we're planning a 4-way jump, right? So what the group will do is they will go to the mock-up. So we have a mock-up that looks like the door of the plane. and they will plan whatever they're gonna do, and they'll start from the mock-up and they'll jump out and they'll, you know, walk through that stuff. So videographers kind of have the same thing. So like I said, we're a little independent, but what we do is I come up with a plan in my head. I understand what they're doing, so I'll watch whatever the group is doing and understand that, and then I'll plan my own stuff and what kind of shots I want to get based on what they're doing. You know, so if they're coming out and they're getting flat and just going straight down, you know, I'll plan, okay, I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna get the exit shot and try to get everything in frame. And then I'm gonna come down and get on level and get some on level shots, get the sun behind my back, so I might have to carve a little bit. And then towards the end, I'll pop back up, wait for them to break off, and then I'll pull my parachute. I have a rough storyline when it comes to doing video edits, like a kind of a plan. The thing with skydiving is that it doesn't always go according to plan, right? So you come up with a rough storyline of what, you know, I want this shot, this shot, this shot. I'm gonna interview these people talking about what specifically we're doing. And then there's always free range in between those planned shots that you sprinkle in some B-roll and stuff like that. So I get, you know, the biggest thing is getting people smiling and having a good time for what we do in skydiving. It's all about the community of people and everyone enjoying themselves. So there's a lot of components to the modern day helmet. Now, I came into this, like I said, about 7 years ago. My first camera helmet did have a Sony hand cam side mounted. It was on the box. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. And then the GoPros came out, which is made everything a lot lighter, a lot better. I have 3 cameras here. This is a GoPro 10. This is my primary camera. For the big way events and stuff, this is my backup camera. It's also my reel camera. So everything now on social media is, you know, TikTok reels and Instagram reels, Facebook reels, all that stuff. So this is my backup along with the camera to do reels, because everyone's ingesting those videos on their phones, you know, so to get a vertical format for that. For these GoPros, I have 2, these are indicator lights by Get Hypoxic, and what they do is they tell me when my cameras are on and functioning. So it turned to blue when I turned on my camera, so it is on standby, and then I have one for this as well. So both of these are flashing blue, which means I'm on standby mode. So I've set them to video. So if I were to switch the mode, flashing yellow in there, and that means I'm not in the mode that I configured it in. So that tells me if I'm looking at it, if it's on my head, I'm in the wrong mode, I need to switch it out. And then when I want to record, I push the record button, and then they turn red. So basically I can operate these cameras on my head without looking at the GoPros to tell me that they're operating as they're supposed to before I get out of the plane. Yeah, so this is my skydiving rig. I'm jumping, my primary parachute is a Valkyrie 84, so it's 84 square feet. My reserve is an Optimum 126. So there's 2 parachutes in this rig. This is my main parachute right here, and this is my reserve parachute. So when it's time to deploy, what I do is I pull this out. This is my pilot chute down here, and I pull that out. That catches air, and it pulls out this bridle right here, which is connected to this pin, and that pulls out my pin and it extracts my main parachute. If I have any sort of malfunction with my main parachute, I have these 2 handles right here. So this handle is my cutaway handle. So if my main parachute, I was spinning, didn't open up properly, all that stuff, what I do is I pull this cord right here, detaches me from my main parachute basically. And then I pull my reserve right here. And this round circle is a spring-loaded pilot chute. So that is intended to extract your reserve much quicker than your main parachute would come out. Happy to help, for sure. It's always exciting to meet the old timers that have been doing this. You guys paved the way for me, you know, and then, not that you're old, but yeah, paved the way for me, you know? Yeah, it's always exciting. I love sharing the knowledge and stuff for any newcomer and all that. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Did you guys check out the weight of this? It's probably, I feel like it's heavy, but it's probably lighter than what you did.
I want to thank Eliot for showing me and letting me into his journey, into his life, and into his career, and you know, also for letting us use the beautiful space. I love the plane. I love seeing behind the scenes of what goes on, and so hopefully you learned as much as I did going into this. Thank you for watching. That took me forever to record.
You ready to come do it yourself?